when you don't like working 9 to 5, every little thing annoys you. And I mean everything. I mean, even like if the pen doesn't work, oh, that's annoying. Or the shape of the chair kind of hurts your back and it's irritating. Or that sound of chewing really bothers you. Or my personal favorite is that typing sound. Shh, that sound, I hate it. It drives me absolutely insane because I don't want to be there. Contrast that with something like, say, the beach, for example. Now, I don't know if you've been to the beach or not, but in Australia, especially Sydney, people like to go to the beach. In the beach, it's very easy to get sand everywhere, and I mean literally everywhere. That Anakin Skywalker guy was not kidding when he talked about sand getting everywhere. It's rather irritating. However, because I want to be there, I don't mind. Even days later, I think, well, beach was a fun time. You can get sunscreen in your eyes, you can get stung by a blue bottle, which is a little jellyfish thing that can sting people. I mean, all sorts of things. You can get sunburn. In Australia, we get very sunburned if we're not careful. I mean, the sun's very intense and you get peeling skin, but we all laugh it off. Everyone in Australia, if you're from Australia, you relate to this. We all get sunburned at some point in our life and we laugh about it and it's hilarious. And even though it's itchy and peeling, we don't care because we had a fun time. And this is the whole premise for this video. When you work 9 to 5, well, actually, what I should really say is when you hate working 9 to 5, which I hate working 9 to 5, and I think if you watch this video, there's a high chance you also don't like working 9 to 5. You would find that every small thing, especially once now that you think about it, every little thing, it adds up on you. It's like it just stacks up and adds on you. It reminds me of, when you're a kid, I used to find adults to be very annoyed, like they'd always be annoyed about something. I used to, I think, what are they annoyed about? Why are they always so angry? I mean, even when you're at school, like you're running around and being silly with your friends, and the teachers would be so annoyed and so angry. And you'd think to yourself, why are they so angry, these people? Oh, grumpy old teacher, And then as you become an adult, you realize, oh, they didn't like their job. Oh. I've asked a lot of teachers about this in my life. I've met lots of them, and a lot of them actually don't like their jobs, which surprised me because I thought teaching was one of those things people were supposed to like, but a lot of them hate their jobs. And that's why they are so miserable when it all makes sense. I mean, my friend literally said this to me. My friend said to me relatively recently, do you remember when we were kids and adults were just angry for no reason and we never knew why? He goes, I think it's because of work. And I said, you know what? I think you're right. Because, I am in a social setting, quite fun, and I'm very friendly, but in a work context, I just it puts me in such a bad mood because it's a controlled environment. People don't understand this. When you go to a job, it's not like, oh, well, I consent to go in here and I have free will and I just love it. No. Look, maybe for some people that's the case and good for them. But for me, because I am a person and that's how I feel, I don't want to be there. I feel forced to be there. I feel like I have no way out. It's like you have to make money somehow, and it becomes very distressing, especially when you've known people who are born into rich families and they never had to worry about this stuff, and you're just there going, oh, I'm in this prison, this psychological prison of the working world, And then you see these videos online. I've seen a few of them online. It'll be like, fast food worker has a meltdown. It's supposed to be funny. Apparently laughing at someone having a meltdown is hilarious. And it'll be like some poor fast food worker is stressed out of their minds, barely can probably pay the bills, probably had all sorts of bad things in their life, and some customer has a go at them, and the customer's always right and all this other crap, and they just lose their mind and get angry. And people think it's so funny and they film it, ha ha ha, that McDonald's worker's like having a breakdown. It's like, yeah, because life is horribly hard for a lot of people. It's very, very hard when you don't like working 9 to 5. This is what I really, if you're someone watching this video and for some reason you're watching me even though you don't like me and you love working, right? Just understand something. When you don't like working 9 to 5, life is actually very difficult for people like us because we are told that we are bad from day one, and we're doing something we hate every single day. If I dropped you into a war zone and you didn't, you might freaking, it's like that for me. An office to me is like a psychological war zone. I don't like it. There's office politics, all this crap you gotta deal with. And speaking of office politics, there's all these little things that go on in offices. And because it is a controlled environment, it affects me badly. I feel like I can't defend myself. I can't do anything. I can't stand up for I feel like because the power dynamic affects me. I've been at parties, for example. I had the odd time where someone's tried to bait me into something, try and have a go at me about something, and I laugh. I'm like, oh, go away from me. Stop being stupid. I sort of don't care, I've had times, for example, where certain, fast food workers, will get a bit rude or something, and I don't care because I understand. I get it. I was buying Subway. I don't eat junk food anymore, but back in the day, I bought some Subway, and I wanted some extra sauce on my Subway because, I like sauce. And, he got really annoyed, and I didn't even, the funny thing, I actually genuinely didn't even care. I was like, in my head, I'm like, well, yeah, I'd be crap, if I worked there too, I'd be in a bad mood. So like, I don't hate it. I had a nurse once give me a blood test, and she was really, really rude to me, but I genuinely just did not care. I'm not saying this like, oh, some people say they don't care, but they actually do. I really was like, you're probably having a crap life. Like, I relate to people who are feeling bad about work, so I don't necessarily get angry at them. In fact, I often try and cheer them up. If anything, I try, not that it really does anything, but I try, I mean, even I was going to the shop once, and like I asked this woman, because they have self-checkout, for example. In self-checkout, you've got to scan your own items. I asked this lady, can you please open because I had a lot of food, can you please, open the thing? And she wasn't in the best mood, and I sort of thought, well, yeah, like she's at this job, she doesn't want to do it, and of course she's going to be like not in the best mood, and it's fine. I get it. I'm on your side here. I get you people. I'm not here who can make fun of you. I get it, because you're in an environment that you don't want to be in. Now, contrast that with traveling. You can be on a 24-hour flight, a broken up 24-hour flight, and you arrive at your destination, everyone around you is jet lagged and tired and all crappy from the plane, but you're all in a good mood, usually, because you're going somewhere you want to go, and it's usually like freedom. I mean, obviously some people business travel, but that's a different thing, but people who are traveling, they're always really, from my experience, like travelers are very friendly. I mean, even in your own country, even if you don't travel, but you just meet foreigners, they're very, very friendly. Like, I met this guy at boxing, and he worked for 12 hours in like a restaurant, and he came straight to boxing class. It was like 6 p.m. He'd been working there since 6 a.m. He was in the best mood. He was so happy. He was just so energetic, and because I think he was from South America or something, and he was just in such a good mood because he was traveling and working, and he was in a good mood. And I thought, yeah, because he feels like his life has some level of control over his life. But when you're in a situation where you feel no control, every little thing adds up on you. So if the boss says, for example, do this spreadsheet, and the computer breaks or something, it's like, oh no, it's just one more thing you've got to deal with because you don't want to be there. People get really confused about something. I do a lot of combat sports and martial arts, and people look at that and they go, particularly like Greco-Roman wrestling, which is my biggest one that I do, people go like, oh, that's really intense. Like, how do you manage that? Crazy, like, how are you okay with that? But then, like, an office makes you angry. It's because I don't want to be in the office. This is why. I don't mind being suplexed by an Olympian. That's fine. I want to do it. I don't mind if someone judo throws me. Like, it's all fine. Punch me in the face in boxing. It's fine. I don't care because I want to be there. You understand? When you have a place that you don't want to be and you're forced to be there, every little thing is going to annoy you. And this happens over time. Over years and years and years of this thing happening, it's going to get to you. Pardon me. I even saw this story, believe it or not. It was a guy that was working on a ship or something, and he got stranded on an island with his friend, and he got rescued a month later. And apparently when he was rescued, he literally said this: it was a nice break from reality. A nice break from reality. So you're stranded on a desert island in the middle of the Pacific Ocean, I think it was Pacific, and you think, well, it's a nice break from reality. I can actually believe that, to be honest. Like, what would be better? Going into some crappy office with some annoying people where everyone's typing, or being on a desert island with your friend for a month? I'm just saying. Someone's going to say to me, no, the office is better because in the office you get 2 days off a week. Well, you know what? How about 7 days off a week? What's your ideal job? Oh, no job. Don't say that. You're not supposed to say that. You can be anything you want in this world, but be free. Remember that. See, the way the world works is the world is a hierarchy. And so if you say anything that sort of puts you outside of the hierarchy, people get annoyed at you until you're successful. So for example, as an example of YouTube, because we're on YouTube now, I have 1,000 subscribers, which is actually really cool. Because I'm actually really sort of pleased. I can't believe people actually subscribe to my channel, so that's really cool. But that's amazing. But the thing is, if I was to get a lot, like 100,000 subscribers, people would take like what I say. How do I say this? If I said I want to be free and I have 100,000 subscribers, then people would go, wow. Like it's when you break the social hierarchy, people don't like you until you succeed. That's what I'm trying to say. So if you're someone who's born into a lot of money, you might think, well, why do those people get so much respect? Well, the reason why rich kids get so much respect is it's a birthright. So society likes those people because they're already at the top. So people don't like it when, say, someone who's really poor says, I want to be rich. They don't like that. But then they don't mind it if, like, once you become rich, for example. It's always cool once you succeed to be like, the tech entrepreneur is the geek until he becomes a billionaire, then suddenly he's a god. You understand what I'm trying to say? This wasn't the topic of the video, but I could not help myself inserting my little theories about life, because that's what I like to do. But essentially, when you go to a fake controlled environment, it is going to put you in a bad mood if you're a person like me. And so naturally, every small thing puts me in, it just adds up on me. I don't like it. And in general, I understand why so many people, like, for example, traffic jams. People get all angry and road rage and stuff like this. And look, I don't, obviously don't do that stuff, but I understand people are going somewhere they don't want to go, and then someone does something to them and it's just, oh, one more thing. You understand? Just one more thing. Whereas if you were traveling and something, I mean, think about this. I actually spoke to someone about this. If you're traveling and say like you get something happens, a diversion, like say, my friend, for example, was in Europe and his plane ticket or something didn't work. I can't remember what it was, but essentially the plane was delayed. There's something wrong with his ticket, so he couldn't get the flight. And they went, oh, well, let's just get the train to France. And they got the train to France or something. And it was all a diversion. And it was a funny story they can tell at parties. Or my friend lost his plane ticket or something. And the point is, because he was traveling, everything is like a fun diversion. It's like, oh, well, lost my plane ticket. Big deal. But if you were at work and you, like, I don't know, lost your pen, for example, like, oh, no, I've lost my pen and you have to get a new pen. It's a big deal. I have to go to the shops. Oh, no. But if you're traveling, oh, well, just get a new phone, get a new computer. You know what I'm saying? Like, everything is different when you work. So when you don't like working 9 to 5, just understand that everything is probably going to piss you off. So if anything, that should give you more motivation to try and get free, because it's very difficult to get free. But once you do get free, hopefully you'll be in a better mood overall. So with that said, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.